Hello everybody, we're back. We're gonna do a few things today. This is actually the third version of this video I've made, so I'm going to just kind of show you what I've done in the other two videos that did not make the upload. They kind of crashed and burned. I'm asking a lot of my computer right now, recording the screen and doing a bunch of automation and stuff. So if I go too fast, I apologize, but if you have questions, just put them in the comments and I will answer them best I can. On the mix here, what I'm doing in this video is I'm adding some sauce, some pepper, spices, kind of things here and there, and getting ready for the automation. Let's move over here to the mix page, and I'm going to go kind of left to right with what I've done here. First of all, the flanger on the drum bus. I'm automating this on and off in different sections, and if I come over here to the drum sub, you will see I pull this open here, I go to the mix view or the automation view. I'm going to head down here to the insert 3 MXR Flanger doubler. If you look at the power part here, you will see that I've turned on the flanger in the first section. And it will turn off right here. I've done the same thing in the choruses, so let's take a listen to that right fast.
If I cannot have it, then I'll break it up. If I do not want it, you can take it off. Baby, you don't let
just giving a little bit of movement during those sections to add some interest to the mix. Did the same exact thing in the second chorus in the same parts as well. Then in the bridge section, I have turned it on for the entire time, and also I have automated the mix during that section. I will go over here to the mix section and you'll see that I'm moving up and down on this mix.
it's not.
That actually continues until the coda comes in, which is sort of the back to the beginning of the song, back to the riff that's happening at the beginning. And it turns off. Good. Okay, one more thing I'm going to show you here. We have this little track called BOING. BOING is something that I've used for some time during mixes to make them a little bit more interesting. Let me drag that open here right fast and I'll show you what's going on. The essential idea behind this is to give the snare drum a sound during sections like the solo and come in and out during sections. So if I turn on the snare only, you will hear just the snare during the regular section, and then so the way I'm doing that is I'm using a harmonizer. I'm feeding that snare into an auxiliary. You'll see this BOING send right here that is going to that auxiliary, and you can copy these settings if you'd like to. It's just something that I've always used, and I'll move it around here and there. But it comes in on that one section. See, it's muted right now. And it will come on. If I just listen to the drums now, oops, let's solo these up. Now I've done that to make the song a little bit more interesting without hitting you in the face with something interesting. that comes on during the solo. It stays on during the verse 2 and the chorus of verse 2, chorus 2. Turns back off at the bridge because there's actually a lot of automation for that flanger that's doing some movement as well. And then we actually turn it back on at the end of the track. I'll let you listen to both of those sections a little bit here. I'll start it about right here and listen to the drums as they come into the coda. So it comes back in. It makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, next up, I have a flanger that I have added to Electric Guitar 2. Electric Guitar 2, if you remember, is kind of like the main guitar. The intro guitar was the only one that didn't have a number on it, and so Electric Guitar 2 is normally sounding like... However, at the bridge, it will turn on this flanger, which I have set up here, a little bit of mix. We're set on the 1979 version of the pedal. Just adding a little bit of movement. After that entire bridge and the late part of the bridge, when they go back to the coda, it turns off. So it just goes back to the natural sound of the guitar. Next up, let's look at what I did to the vocal, the lead vocal, during the bridge. This section here, I will solo this for you.
And shout, it's not what I...
Sounds crazy, right? But when I put it with the other bridge vocal,
It's not what I ever had in mind. It's not what I...
so let's take a look at what I'm doing here. I have the raw pedal that turns on at this section. This is the insert 3, raw, power.
It's not what I...
You see that little UA light come on when this button is pushed here.
It's not what I...
Now to compensate for the mud that the raw pedal puts into it, I'm actually automating a bit of the Pro Q3. You can watch that happen here. If I move this frequency here, you'll actually see the automation lane here go up and down. Oop.
It's not what I ever had in mind. It's not...
So all I've essentially done is move the high pass filter up to, you know, somewhere around 500 area and left it there for that entire bridge. And that is it for the main vocal. The vocals actually don't come back in after that. So let's look at the next thing I have done, which is processing the background vocals. First of all, this background vocal 2, which only comes in during the bridge.
It's not what I...
Very simple. All I've done is put a high pass on it, pulled down some of that mud around the 300 area. I put a compressor on it, which is the DBX 160.
It's not
Turn that off.
what I...
It's very obvious actually in the second part here.
It's not what
See how uneven that sounds, and I want it to be kind of like in your face and even, so I've turned this to somewhere between 3.5 ratio.
It's not what I.
Very controlled now, and with the mix.
It's not what I.
Cool. And I put a de-esser on it.
It's not what I.
Okay, now the only other thing I have done is I've automated a couple of volume rides. I believe there was a volume ride on the main vocal. It's been pulled down a little bit. I also did a little bit of riding on this back solo, the electric guitar solo 2. So let's look at that right fast. You can see this volume ride that's going up and down right here. And I have put another harmonizer on this solo. Let me turn that off right fast. Oh, actually, it's automated on and off. So I'll just play that in solo, let you hear what's going on. Yeah, it's doing that thing that the harmonizer does. It just messes with everything. If I turn that off, it actually sounds too similar to me to the original solo part, which was this. And that's cool for the early part of the song, but at the end, when everything's kind of going crazy, we have more of an attitude. Cool. So I think what we should do now, I'm going to minimize these by hitting Control, Option, Command, and the down arrow. So everything is on the screen. There's no tracks hidden. Nothing's going on that you're not seeing. And so I'm going to head back to the beginning, and we'll just take a listen from the beginning. And I'll make some notes, mental notes here, and maybe write some down. And then we're ready for automation in the next videos. Let's take a listen to what's going on so far.
Turning
Okay, couple things I noticed was that the background vocals definitely need some vocal automation and brought up in certain places. I'm also going to show you something that I did in the main vocal that I forgot a minute ago. Drag this down here. I brought the volume up in that last section. However, there is also an Echo Boy Jr. that is doing some delay in this last section.
Need more meat to feed the beast.
It's doing a ping pong delay at 250 milliseconds. It's on the space setting, which I assume is the Space Echo emulation of this. It sounds pretty good. I've got some low cut happening there, and also another flanger on that section that is only automated on in this last section, just to give it some motion.
Need more meat to feed the beast.
Right, but in these sections over here, I think some automation will be good. So we'll tackle all of that in the next video. Hope everyone is doing well, is safe and healthy, and thank you so much for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. If you would, please hit the like and the subscribe button, and more videos are coming very soon.